On today's video, we're going to be discussing 10 things that I wish I knew before moving abroad. Lately, I've been so obsessed with this smoothie that I make every day. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, karibu sana. My name is Happinessmajoni, and if you're a returning subscriber, you know the love I got for you. So today is just today, and on today's video we are going to be discussing, rather I will be telling you things that you need to know before you come to Finland or move abroad anywhere around Europe, but most of the points will be specifically be tailored to fit Finland. And this, some of the things I wish I knew and some of the things I already knew, so I'm just sharing this knowledge with you. If you want to find out, keep watching this video. I think this is common sense, but common sense isn't common to everyone. There is a saying that goes, when you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans do. So wherever you're choosing to move abroad, wherever it is, Finland, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, you name it, France, I think it's only courtesy that you are able to learn the language beforehand, so that when you get there or your first weeks there, you can at least speak to the locals who are not able to speak English, because English in most of these European countries, except the UK, it's not even part of EU anyway, English is not their first language. They have their own languages, and probably English comes second or third. As for me, I started learning the language way before I moved abroad. I was doing it, and it needs dedication, patience, and time, because I was doing it by myself in the University of YouTube and Google and Duolingo. This video is not sponsored, but those are the universities that I went to study my language, that I'm able to at least understand people this fast, that I've lived here in a quite short time. I was a bit skeptical and afraid, so I thought it's best for me to learn the language earlier before I actually travel. I'm moving to a country that they do not speak English as their first language, even though they do speak English. And of course, there are professional people who are around, let's say the airport, who can actually speak English and they will help you. But for me, it was just more like, what if, you know, you better have plan A to Z, or no plan at all. There's no plan A and B, it's plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G to Z. All those little vocabulary, daily life vocabulary. I think this also applies to other countries as well. Probably this is one of the reasons why I was able to get my B1 as fast as possible in less than 1 year or 7 months, was it? Yeah. Another thing, at least maybe here in Finland, mind your own business. The reason why I learned the language referring to point 1 is because if people are minding their own business, English is not their first language, I wouldn't approach them speaking English. They'll probably say, I don't speak English, or just pretend that they don't speak English. But quite a few, not quite a few, actually a lot of people here speak English. It's just that they want to be so perfect while doing it, so they're scared of actually speaking it. But Finnish people know how to speak good English, more than most native English speakers, for sure. I'm going to give an example, okay? So at work, we can decide to have lunch or a snack in between, and I'll go to like the dining table and sit. My colleague will come and sit across the table, and we'll be like, hey, we both eat our meals, and once maybe they are done or I am done, I would leave and say hey, which means also bye in Finnish, and they respond hey, and they're gone. And that doesn't mean like there's any form of disrespect. It's just that if you have nothing of value to say, just be quiet and let's embrace the silence. Yeah, that's the silence that I'm talking about. From my culture, I am taught that I need to give room or space for elderly people. It was a bit shocking to me that here, that's not it. It's not like, it's not a form of respect. It's just that everyone is independent and there's more of individualism more than communal. I was at the tram stop, and there was this lady who had like a walking cane. She was old, and immediately my instincts read that I should give priority to her because she was going into the tram before me, but that's not the case. Instead, she really insisted that I should go before her. I guess that comes in respect of being fair to everyone. People can make a line and people just respect whoever arrives first gets their service first, even if they are older or elderly. So mind your business. Even when it comes to helping people, just mind your business. Unless they actually ask for your help. This is something I didn't know, and I wish somebody told me about this. You do not get a service without a bank account. That's it. You do not get a service without a bank account, and this is with everything. All the mobile apps, everything, you need a bank account, because the way the system is built here is it's very open and honest. When it comes to like identifying yourself electronically, it will be more easier if you have a Finnish account or your bank details, because they would actually verify that it is you and no one else but you. I did mention some stores do not take cash, so if you had a bank account, that would be very helpful. If you have a bank account from your country, it's gonna cost you more. Please have a bank account of where you're going to, or at least one that is allowed everywhere in the EU if you plan to move around the EU, so that you do not encounter any financial struggles or delays or anything like that that is gonna be a hindrance to whatever you're going to do. Another thing is that I was not prepared for the darkness, okay? I was prepared for the snow, that's definitely 100% sure. I was prepared for the snow, but the darkness, Ooh, child. When I arrived here, the weather was so cold. There was a lot of snow that I did not really notice the darkness. My first winter was very fun. White. It was a very white Christmas, literally. My second winter, I mean, it was okay, but it was mostly gray than white, which was a bit disappointing, and it was less colder, I'd say. It was around -9. That was like the coldest, and my first winter there was like -30. I prefer the colder one, -30, because the sun tends to shine at least more, and there's a lot of snow, but this one is just like slushy snow, which is not fun. Something else that I think you guys should know, I know this because when I got my permit, there is a process written on the leaflet where you're given your permit and your ID card, the process of how to do your things. And most people don't put this into consideration. Actually, they tell you everything to do there, but people are just like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, you need to consider all those things. You need to register your address. You know, like your things are in one file so that it's not scattered everywhere. Like this, everything is systematic, and if things are systematic, it's more likely that your things will go well. So it's not automatic that they know where you live. You actually need to go and tell where you live. And if you decide to move to a different place, you also need to notify them about it. I wasn't prepared for this. Where I come from, it takes a lot of time for things to get done. And the efficiency in this country in processing things, mind blown, literally. Everything gets moving. That's the point. And you never have to stress or worry about anything. I'm grateful for this. I know this might seem like something normal to most people who are from this part of the world. Something else, if you are not a patient person, you need to have patience and practice patience. Patience is a virtue. And if you don't carry this with you, my dear fellow friends, you need to be mentally prepared that things may take a turn when it comes to getting a job. For example, I am a teacher and I come from Kenya to here, and then I expecting that I will directly start applying for teaching jobs in schools. Honey, I am sorry, it doesn't work like that. If you have a degree, you are able to teach a high school, but here you need to have a master's to be able to teach kindergarten. So that can tell you the big difference, where you have to literally either study a master's degree in education, or you have to change your career and do something else while you try and pursue to continue teaching. Getting a job here is all by luck and your determination and kujituma, sending yourself. That's the literal translation. How persistent and resilient you are, which leads me to, you need to be financially prepared just in case you do not get a job for the first 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I'd say prepare yourself for like a year or two financially to support yourself or your family or whoever you're with, so that you do not struggle. Stores are closed. Most of them or some of them are closed, or the opening time is not the same as the weekday time. For example, if a store opens at 9 or 8 a.m. usually, they're gonna open at 12 or even 2 p.m. and then by 4 p.m. they're closed. Literally 2 or 3 hours opening and then that's it. And that brings me to the work-life balance, where it is taken very seriously here that you need to rest. You need to balance your social life and you also need to balance your work life. Equilibrium. You need to have that. At least this is how things work here in Finland. In Switzerland, stores are literally closed on Saturdays. Some are open, but on Sunday, closed. Like everything is closed. I will maybe give my experience about Switzerland and other European countries that I've been to and tell you the difference or the things that I found a bit more mind-blowing or questionable to me as someone who comes from Africa. If you want to hear my stories or my experience in other European countries, you better like this video, leave a comment, share and subscribe. All those things YouTubers say, do that for me. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Always remember to work hard, stay humble and be disciplined. See you in my next one. Bye.